I'm Dr. Janet Franco, also known as Soulful Rosie, and welcome to the new show series, Soulful Rosie and Friends, the next chapter. It's time to turn the page as I share with you my trials turned triumph. With helping injured warriors over the last 17 years, I was honored to receive Woman of the Year with my Vegas magazine. Glad to say my humanitarian spirit keeps thriving to make a difference. I have delved into advanced health sciences since the injury of my own son over 25 years ago. My desire has been to bring you the most advanced breakthroughs in the campaign coined the Triple Crown of Health and Wellness. I will share with you the experts and how oxygen therapy successfully served over 20,000 warriors by restoring their brains and lives. I was proud to have helped to usher in the Deshay Bill in 1994 and still stand for the right to allow the progress of natural advanced health science in America. As a proud mother of 4 sons and 11 grandchildren, I dedicate this mission to my entire family. The movement Imagine Now Nurturing Our Warriors comes with unprecedented stories of inspiration, as my lifetime dream is to see a world of peace and harmony. Life experience has given me some great wisdom. I now want to bring this to this new chapter. And now, Soulful Rosie and Friends, the next chapter. Thank you.
Start again. This is your hostess for the hour, Dr. Janet Franco, also known as Soulful Rosie. And maybe one of these weeks, I will share with you how Soulful Rosie, the name, came about. But today's show, I just really want to focus on this new platform that I'm so excited about called StreamLife. As you know, we've been going through a lot in this world, and it's time that we come together as one and have a love crusade that moves our country and our world in a place that we're so divided right now. So I felt that it was really important to get back on the air. For those of you that are hearing me for the first time or seeing me for the first time, I've actually been in radio and in public work for 25, 28 years now. And that all started with the injury of my son. My second son suffered an incredible head injury when he was 3 years old. And I just had no idea as a young mom what I would do. But through that journey and through the illness of my fourth son, and pretty much doctors gave up hope for him as well, he turned out to be a prodigy in music. My second son that had brain injury won the Baseball College World Series in 2001. So I want to share with you today, I'm going to call it, I'm going to coin this show, the Sacred Warrior and the Justice Warrior. And what does that mean? Basically what that means is, I'm sorry, we're having technical issues here. I don't know why it keeps going out. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so the Justice Warrior, what does that really mean? Because I work with veterans, I work with first responders. I've worked with them for almost 2 decades. And for me, a Justice Warrior is somebody that could respond versus react. And in our seminars we did for many, many years, the difference between responding and reacting is, let me give you an example. If you have something happen in your life and it's traumatic, the loss of a loved one, a lot of our military goes through these horrendous things in battle. So how we respond or react to that situation sets the stage for another genre or lessons of your life or a path that you go down. So back in the day when my son fell out the window, and I remember they didn't even know he was going to make it till the next morning. What I did was go inside. All these years later, these golden nuggets of life have taught me the only way out is in. There's a great teacher that says if we can turn our face around and look inside, there's all our answers. And so we have to understand and learn that our connection at a soul level and a heart level is really all we need. We need nothing outside of ourselves to make us great or to have someone justify our greatness. If we can learn to be whole and authentic as our beingness, then we could come to a place in our lives that makes everything much easier and much better. Today, I want to dedicate this particular show to my dad. My father's birthday is tomorrow. And he passed away a couple years ago. But I want to dedicate this to my dad for more than one reason. He's my father, obviously. But have you ever just asked yourself, who's your hero? Who's that person in your life that just get you out of bed in the morning, and they make it a better world just because they're here. Do you have that person that you could think of right now? Well, that person for me is my father. My dad was former Army, and he was a black belt in judo, Hawaiian man, and he knew the aloha spirit. My father looked like Jack LaLanne, if you can imagine. And I always, if you think your kids aren't watching you, you're wrong. Your kids watch everything you do, because I look at myself now all these years later, and my father was always my mentor. The way he treated people, the way he gave, the way he understood, the way he listened. My father was truly my hero. So happy birthday, Dad, wherever you are out there in the great unknown, as we say. So with that said, I want to get back into the show. Today is going to be the beginning of a 6-week special edition series. And it's Soulful Rosie and Friends, the next chapter. The reason I say that is my first book will be out this coming year. And I have gone through so much with 14 years of hospitals with my children, a heart attack at 29. I was a professional acrobat. I was taken out with an injury. So I came across all these bumps and bruises in my life. But you know what? I can sit here in front of you today, and I would say to anybody, after being a life coach for many, many years, I could say to anybody that if I knew that I was going to learn what I know now, I would do it all over again. And how many of you that watch this can say that? How many of you can say my life has been tough, but it's given me the golden nuggets to make me who I am today? And working with suicidal veterans for the last 17 years, it's amazing how we are with people that we don't understand. Like, I can't say to a warrior, I understand what war is like. I understand what battle is like. I understand what service is like, because I don't. All I can say is I understand hard times. I understand challenges. And the opposite of faith is doubt. So in your lives right now, how many things that are you doubting? How are you feeling about the way the world is? Are we just complaining? Or are we going to get in our own seat of power and make a difference by what we've learned in our own lives? Are we going to let the world just take it over and just say, whatever? No, we have to pull that power back and contain it and use it as an extreme focus to make your life better. I've known a lot of people this year that have lost their loved ones, and they call me and they ask me just to process with them. And by the time we get done, normally, not always, there is something that comes out of that experience from losing someone that's so near and dear to you. Like, my parents were together for 65 years. And, we have things in our soul that are ready to incubate, that are ready to be birthed. But because of our pain and our depression and our suicidal tendencies of what we think we could do to ourselves, I don't know. I feel like if we could just tap into the love space, and it doesn't take long to get to that space if your focus, if your filter that you're looking at is of gratitude, is of great memories, is of what we can do to make the world a better place. So that's what the show is all about. I remember back in 2005 when I was doing radio down in Victorville, California, I was asked to do a radio show there about cardiovascular. We had an amazing product. And when I got off the air, ironically, this lady by the name of Joy is sitting in the lobby. And she said, I've been listening to you on radio for years. I was wondering if I could take you to lunch and talk to you about something. Like, sure. So we went, I'll never forget that. We went to Tony Roba's in Victorville, and we sat around this round table, and she starts crying and telling me about veterans and PTSD and TBI. And I had no idea what she was talking about. And she said, I do believe that God has sent you to help our warriors, to help our first responders, because the suicide rate is way above 22. Diabetes is off the charts. PTSD is now prominent everywhere. It isn't just our warriors. It's the number one age of suicide right now is a child, 9 to 11. We need to take a stand and bring the joy and the collaboration back to this world, starting with right here, right now, and potentially this show. So today's show, I'm going to be, the insights I want to give you is obviously what I'm sharing now, but I want to get into Imagine Now at 12:15. We're going to be talking to a dear friend of mine from Canada, Dennis. And, you know, we have worked together for a while, and he's one of the most benevolent men I've ever met. He's almost like a girlfriend to me. And don't laugh, Dennis, but he's almost like a girlfriend to me because we share things that doesn't matter what sex we are. We share because he comes from his heart, and so do I. And it's really important in today's time to find that person in your life that you can just be with, right? And that for me is Dennis. So we're going to be talking with him at about 12:15 regarding Imagine Now. Imagine Now is a project and a movement I started in 2005. And Imagine Now, NOW, stands for Nurturing Our Warriors. Well, when I discovered that our warriors are suiciding, even NFL players from CTE are suiciding, and it's off the charts right now. It's way above 22. It's over 100. It's really over 200 a day. Okay. And I worked with the former Secretary of the Army, and he passed away, but he's the one that told me these statistics. And so I decided to launch this, get into studying the brain, get into studying what makes it tick, because we don't know much about the brain, but the doctors and the scientists and the experts that I had the privilege and the honor to work with all these years now, we have discovered that the brain can be restored. It can be restored. We've restored over 20,000 warriors with hyperbaric oxygen therapy. And our former Secretary of the Army, Marty Hoffman, was the one that saw that one of the very first soldiers restore. And so he was working his whole life, the end of his life actually, to bring this technology to the VA. And now we're using it for drowning victims. We're using it for diabetics. We're using it for so many different ailments because oxygen therapy, the depth of oxygen, in other words, when you're under pressure, it activates over 8,000 genes in the body. Did you know that? So when you have brain injury, when you're blown, or you have trauma like a rape or any heavy trauma, it could actually shut down your cells to go dormant. Okay, not dead, but dormant. So we did a study with a soldier from Normandy, and after putting him in the chamber, he ended up restoring. And so our most successful veteran was from Normandy. So it shows you that the body can respond to, it doesn't matter how old you are, right? Hyperbaric also cleans out the body from drugs and from alcohol and all the things that are abusive to the body. And in excess, I must say. I know sometimes we have to use those things that get us through, but we have now modalities that are incredible for the body. So I would like to, I think I'm at 12:15. I would like to bring on my dear friend, Dennis. He's actually going to be on here from Canada, Dennis St. Pierre. And Dennis, I want to talk to you about a couple things. But before, we're going to have you guys watch a little video that I created. It's called the Mug of Love campaign. And that campaign is for creating a way to connect our warriors with our civilians. And the video will explain it to you. And then we're going to talk about it with Dennis. And a lot of people feel that this little mug, which is a coffee mug, has the potential to creating a movement, not only in the United States, but around the world, to connect us together, kind of like the fortune cookie. So watch this video. My engineer is going to play it right now. Watch this video. When we come back, we're going to be with Dennis St. Pierre and talk about humanity. We'll be right back.
Hi there, Dr. Janet Franco here, also known as Soulful Rosie. It's time to take action and join us as we spend these precious moments with our heroes. You will soon meet our 4 brave warriors while they share their courageous stories. Follow our team as we go deep within a space and time rarely felt and seen. Suicides are at an all-time high. PTSD is out of control. Please help us help them. How, you ask? It's been an honor to have worked with our military veterans and their families, as well as our first responders over the last 15 years. Our Treat Now Coalition has helped to advocate for the historical Mission Act bill. Now it's time to hear their stories up close and personal. We will delve in and introduce them to the Triple Crown of health and wellness. They gave all. Now it's time for us to align and observe these rare, unprecedented journeys of faith and miracles. Meet these dedicated warriors as they explore a new battle, facing their own restoration, one day at a time. They are willing to share their inner fears and touching moments of profound healing and awakening with us. So we ask for your support. Embrace each one of them. Together we will root them on as they pay it forward to their own comrades by encouraging them to take the leap of faith as well. Thank you for watching and caring about the future of our brave warriors. You can support them by becoming a sponsor, donating to our series. Please visit soulfulrosie.com for more information. Thank you.
Well, we are back, and I hope you enjoyed those couple videos. The first one was actually a video that I did a while ago when I was very bothered with the suicide rates. I just knew that we had to do something, and we have these veterans now that are being restored. So we're working on developing a documentary for 2023. So please be a part of that. Go to my website at soulfulrosie.com, get a hold of us, and we can share with you how you might help. And the second one is obviously the Mug of Love program. And this gentleman I'm going to bring on now, again, very dear friend of mine. And I just love this guy. He's always there. He's always there to help you and very inspiring. So welcome to the show, my dear friend, Dennis St. Pierre. How are you up there in Canada?
Mais bonjour, Janet. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'd love to see your beautiful face there, if you can. I know we've had a little bit of technical difficulties, but here we are. Hey, there he is. There he is. Welcome. Well, you know, you and I have talked about doing something together and for a while now. And because of your heart and because of who you are as a human being, I am honored to do this with you. And I don't know if you heard the opening of the show, but I talked about Imagine Now and how it started. But now Imagine Now is not just nurturing our warriors, but wouldn't you say it's really about nurturing our world? Because we're kind of in a mess right now, if you haven't noticed.
Absolutely. And and what happens, I mean, you know, the veterans and wars have gone on for years, and I would say thousands of years, but more importantly, the last couple of years have been very, I would say, eye-opener for beyond the military, all of us. And we're, to a certain point, we all have a bit of suffering. And I've always said, in order to remove some of those hard times, hardships, is to give back. And there is an incredible, I guess, I would call, is it serotonin? But there's something that happens in the body when you give, and it's such a great feeling.
You know, it's interesting you say that, because I've studied a lot of Wayne Dyer over the years, and he said they did a study where when you give the gift of just a smile or just give something, your endorphins are activated and people can feel it within 50 feet of the actual act. I thought that was, you know, science and spirituality are really merging together. Don't you agree? It's like each one is proving the other. Because as I watch the world and things that are changing, I also am very much into my spiritual world, and that's changing almost on the same level. So they're kind of meeting together. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. Well, I think it's beyond 50 feet because we are connected, and I believe we're 4,000 miles separated. So And I remember that the day a couple of weeks back when you called me about your idea of the, this mug and the Mug of Love campaign. And I was, there has to, I mean, sometimes we all look for the big thing, the big moment or something, dramatical, but the simplicity of what you have created here is just very touching. So why don't you share with us a little bit what your idea was behind this Mug of Love campaign?
Thank you, Denny. About 5 or 6 years ago, I was sitting in a room in Las Vegas and I was surrounded by veterans. And I'll never forget, the guy sitting directly across from me was a retired SEAL, Navy SEAL. And he was very quiet. They normally are. They have so much power and they don't say much. They're like E.F. Hutton, but his energy was so powerful. And I talked to him about what would be the need? What is the need for our veterans and our warriors to bring more of us, close the gap between civilians and warriors? And he said to me, that's one of the biggest problems that we have, because we're treated different. We're expected to act different. And sometimes it's really hard because they forget we're human. So I told him I mentioned about these PayPal with the kids that write to kids across the world and they become connected. And I said, what if we had something where we can connect civilians with the warriors? And believe it or not, Denny, he looked down on the table there. His eyes went down, and they don't cry, right? Because they're so powerful. And he had a tear in his eye. And he said to me, if you can figure out a way so that we can embrace one another, you would start the healing in America with who we are. And so that's where it came from. I've been wanting to do this for a while. And because the way the world is right now and the suicide rate is off the charts, I decided to start this Mug of Love program to where the mug becomes the trivia, the smart mug, where when you buy one, there's a trivia question or fact in the mug. And then on the podcast series, if we're talking about that subject and people have that particular one, then they could email us and they could win prizes and stuff. But it's my way to get the information out. Not only that, Denny, as we've talked about, when you have the one mug, you get two in the set, one mug, and you drink coffee, tea, hot chocolate, whatever. Every time you're using that mug, because that's energy, right? You're praying for our warriors, you're praying for our country, you're praying for our families. So if that continues, can you imagine if thousands and thousands of people start looking at this mug, and every time they see it, their focus goes to love and to faith for what we're praying for. And then the second one is the collectible that goes on the shelf. That'll, I'm sure, will be worth some money one of these days. So that's kind of how it works.
Well, you always leave us with a sense of surprises. And what going through my mind right now is, in our days, there used to be a little candy box called the Cracker Jack box.
Yeah.
And I remember, I mean, the caramel popcorn. And I was so excited about finding that toy inside, the surprise. And essentially, the what's important here is, like you said a while ago, is the connection, is the vibration, and more importantly, the vibration of love, that we move forward, that we pay it forward, because it's a huge need out there. I mean, whether they're veteran or not, but I can see how much our veterans are being affected. And as a matter of fact, there's a great Canadian I've been very touched by, that was in the media for years, and he, as a matter of fact, brought my sensitivity to those veterans on November 11th. And so I salute you all for what you have done, and you've done it out of zero fear, out of love for your country, for your family. I want to be the first to say thank you, and looking forward for a renewed connection with all of you. But Dr. Janet, you are leaving such a legacy of love with this Mug of Love. So thank you.
Thank you, Denny. You've got me in tears here. Thank you. And I want people to know with this mug, it's not only just a mug, it's something that any sponsors or anybody that has some great things they want to put in the mug. We have a company that we've discovered recently called Yoli, and we're going to, I love coffee. As you can see, I have my own little coffee here, but we have a sample of this alkaline coffee that we're going to be putting in the mug when you get it. And our hope is to spread that, because I know a lot about the reishi mushroom and what's in this coffee. And it's delicious coffee, but it's a way to help, heal and restore yourself by also, paying it back, by paying it forward, by purchasing that. Go on the website and you could see it right on the site, soulfulrosie.com, and click on that. And there's only 500 in the first series, and we're going to have our second series coming out around Valentine's Day. So Denny, thank you so much for being on the show. I'd like to have you back maybe as a co-host with me in the future shows. Next week, we're going to be talking about oxygen therapy, having an expert on talking about how we restore the brain with oxygen. And we have somebody on the call today, Jeff, that I want to talk to him more about what they're doing with food. I mean, come on, food, right? So I'm very excited about what we're creating here in the movement. So it's about time that we all wake up and we help each other and love more. So Denny, thank you. And we will be talking soon. Okay. God bless you. And
thank you. Thank you so much. And as a matter of fact, the idea that I have on the parting here, maybe I should bring an acronym to my name, Soulful Denny. There we go.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Denny. God bless. Be safe up there in Canada. Thank you. We are now going to take a little break. We're going to have the engineer's going to play the Mug of Love video again for those people that are just joining us. It is a very limited series. It's only 500. And the first one that bought it was the gentleman running for sheriff of Las Vegas County. I was his PR director, and he thought it was amazing for the first responders as well. So please get your mug when you can. And we're going to go now, and you're going to watch the video one more time. And then the second time you listen to it, maybe you can pick up a couple more things that I say in there. So when we come back, we are going to be talking to an amazing team of experts on a project and an online presence called StreamLife. You're not going to want to miss this. So we'll be right back. So listen to the Mug of Love one more time, and we'll be back in about a minute or so. Bye-bye. See you soon.
Hello to all of you and happy holidays. This is Dr. Janet Franco, also known as Soulful Rosie. Whether you're getting this from me or one of my amazing colleagues or friends, I thank them for forwarding it, and I thank you for listening to it. I want to send out this special few minutes just to share with you about a project. After working with our warriors and our heroes for the last 17 years, I felt it was time to launch this special mug campaign. I've coined it Rosie's Smart Mug of Love campaign. What is this? It's a way for us all to connect. You know, a SEAL once told me, if you can find a way to bring civilians back in line with our warriors, with our veterans, with our first responders, and bridge that gap, because they feel like they're human too, and they would love to be embraced by civilians much better than we are right now. He felt there could be some great healing in that. So that's what inspired me to start this. This is the Mug of Love. It's kind of like the fortune cookie. There's going to be 500 mugs in the first series. It's the holiday series. And in that, when you purchase a mug, you'll get one for your daily use. So when you use that mug, whether it's coffee or tea or hot chocolate, just remember to pray for our incredible heroes. And also know that you're supporting them by buying this. The second mug is going to be a collectible. There's only 500 in the first series. It's a commemorative way to put that on your shelf and remember when this started, because there will be 4 different mugs in the series in 2023. So thank you so much. Please visit the website soulfulrosie.com to read more about it. And again, the person that sent this to you, I thank you, and I thank you for listening. So please join us in this. And the people that do get the mugs will have a trivia question in there. And when I talk about that question or that subject on my podcast, and you listen to it and email me, then there's a chance for you to win some of these amazing products and prizes that I have set up for you. So God bless you all. And again, have an amazing holiday season. And remember to give thanks for those who gave all and gave their life for our freedom. And freedom is not free. And with that, my podcast starts on Tuesday this week, actually 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. just go to soulfulrosie.com and click on the microphone. And this is going to be an incredible special edition 6-week series. And I'm going to be interviewing experts and talking about these advanced health sciences that have actually been a part of healing our warriors and restoring the brains of over 20,000 of our heroes. So please tune in, and hopefully we'll be able to connect one day soon. God bless you, and thank you so much. And remember, when love and intent align with a mind, body, and spirit, we create the art of soulful living. Take care now.
Well, hello, we are back. We're starting to get this thing down a little bit better, which is amazing. And it is live. So please be patient with us, because as the weeks progress, it's going to get better and better. And some of the interviews I have coming up, you're not going to want to miss. And so I would like to now turn the mic over and talk to this gentleman that I met about, John, I think we've known each other about a year and a half. I was introduced to him by a woman in Las Vegas, and she told me that there's this new platform that a team of experts are building, and it's called StreamLife. And if you could take all the social media out there right now, and you could take like Facebook and television and online podcasting and you name it, you put it in a blender and you whip it up, then you have this amazing program called StreamLife. So John Ricky, I know you're there. I can see you. And I want to bring you to the microphone because I'm so tickled to be a part of this and be a part of your beta testing and getting this out there, because this is truly, truly a one-stop shop when it comes to sharing information and connecting with people all over the world in the millions. I know we're talking about in the millions to bring people together. So John, thank you so much. And talk a little bit about StreamLife. Give us a good 3 to 4 minute overview of StreamLife and what is it really? Because I'm just going to be listening and I learn more every time I hear you talk. So talk about StreamLife, John.
Well, thank you, Janet. StreamLife to me is a way of life, and we wanted to build a platform that's going to make a difference on the planet and bring the ability to stream life to your TV directly to the public, so where we could each speak our truths, share our love and our visions for a better world. So we've done that by putting together Go Live TV platform, which is a linear television platform. It's low cost. Because I searched the world looking for a low cost platform. There wasn't any. It's all about $500 just to even set up something. Wow. So I've got the world-class CDN with StreamLife CDN, and I have Go Live TV, which allows us to schedule a TV show on an hour or have multiple shows on a channel, and then bring in people onto the show like we're doing now. So we're just getting this platform tested out right now, and we're just launching an affiliate program that I hope will be the best program for helping to make a difference, not only in everybody's lives, but in the world. We've got a great vision.
Well, John, I want to interject here real quick and just thank you for your dedication to humanity. This is something that's so big. And I know we're going through everything that is great takes those little stepping stones to make it what it's going to become. So we need people to be patient with this and the different phases that you'll be launching. And I'm so excited about helping you by being one of the voices for you out there. And the time and the money and the dedication and the hours. And I understand this really well after my years of what I've done. So kudos to you. And as a patriot, it's very exciting to know that we can have something safe that we can all connect on. And it's encrypted, I know, and you're plugging in so many wonderful things to allow us to come together as a world and bring all of. So talk about a couple of your different stations. I know you have a golf channel and you have all these different channels. Can you share 8 or 10 of the channels that are either launched or going to be launched soon?
Correct. Well, as a veteran, I'm very concerned about supporting our military and first responders. So we are a telco, for one thing. So StreamLife has an FCC licenses nationwide for 200 300 8K channels, never been broadcasting 8K before. This is really unique for us. Plus, my background is telephony. I sold a telephone company in Seattle, moved to Hawaii, and built a dream home here. So I've been looking at making a difference on the planet for a while. This has been a long time coming. So I have all of the major niches like Education Watch TV, Medical Watch TV, all of the action sports, and we want to have our own cameras, or StreamLife cameras, and also be able to have our own watches. So you can have kind of a whole methodology of being able to take care of people, and they can have abilities to be on triathlon watch TV, for instance, and have a biometric watch that's going to monitor them while they're racing. So our StreamLife social platform is going to be unique because it's going to be totally collaborative. We've got Sustainable Planet TV, we've got Zero Waste Shop TV, we have our own shopping network we're putting together, Stream Shop Direct and Stream Shop TV. So everyone will be able to sell their products. So we can create a new system of inter-exchange in helping to bring together the best in class organic products. We have Organic Market TV. So I think we've pretty much covered all the niches, and that we want to be able to allow people to be free and to support their freedom with a decentralized network. So part of the network that we're building is going to be very unique and very fast. I've got some technologies that have never been deployed before that we're working on. So we're bringing together an incredible team nationwide, and I think we're really going to make a difference on this planet. So we love having you on board, Janet. You're fantastic.
Oh, John, thank you.
We just love you so much.
I'm honored. I'm honored to be here, and I know you have an amazing team. And sometimes, John, people that are forerunners of things, the trailblazers, if you will, like you and I, we can't do it without who's behind us. We can't do it without the team that many times make us look good. And you have an expert team that I have had privy to meet a couple of them, and they're on today. They're actually helping to produce the show. And so with no further ado, I would like you to bring on either Jeff or Forrest and talk to us a little bit about who they are and why they joined, and bring them on. Maybe you guys can share with the listeners.
I'm going to start with that, Jeff, since I've known him the longest. We've been talking about doing StreamLife for probably, I don't know how many years now. So this has been a long time coming. It's been a long process. And Jeff is one of these innovators that has all the sustainable stack from hemp to you name it. And I've studied a lot of physics. My background is neurophysiology. So I've done a lot of things as far as how we are going to live on this planet in a regenerative sense. So we need to restore the balance of things and help others to be able to do the same. So if we can set up systems that work for people, that's going to lower the costs of energy, lower the costs of and supply a food source that's all organic, then we're going to bring these best-in-class technologies together, where we can do a stack for all the Sustainable Planet TV stuff for design, where you can design your own farmstead, homestead, dream home, eco village, and be able to have the technologies that you can implement all from our different vendors. So we will be not only talking about this, but supplying the actual tech to make a difference in people's lives. So,
I wanted to mention too that you'll have an opportunity to connect the first responders and the veterans, and this could be just a great network for the Mug of Love, and be able to really start connecting all the things that I was talking about earlier. And it's just genius. I was working with an expert a couple of weeks ago, and he said, whoever puts out something way back in the days of Google and Microsoft and all way back in the day, now we're at a new time. We're at a time where people are much more careful about where they put their feet, if you will, where they put their voice, where they put their energy. And you have created this platform that is safe, that is with integrity, and we can share our feelings and our emotions and each other in a way with absolute protection. So again, John, thank you. And I wanted to have you bring Jeff on for a minute, and I wanted to ask Jeff directly. First of all, what is he doing for you, John? What is his job here? And Jeff, I would like you to share why you joined StreamLife and your background and how you see it helping the world in the next 2 to 3 years. So, John, why don't you start with just sharing a little bit about what Jeff does for you?
Well, Jeff is really a forerunner. He's has Planet One Solutions, and he's running the hemp TV shows right now. And we're bringing in some of the first. We do have firstresponders.tv, by the way,
Nice.
just to let you know, because we are a telco. So when we start rolling out all those products, we will be really supporting the first responders. Anyone who's a veteran and.
Please explain first responders a little bit more, John. Please explain first responders before I get started.
Okay, yeah. So First Responders TV, that's going to be for different communities for being able to monitor any kind of, where we'll be able to give them the technologies to be able to monitor events that are going on live streaming, to also being able to take data, the combination of data to be able to help first responders, whether it's medical watch or whatever it might be, to go from the chain of events to the hospital so that people are taken care of.
So even like natural disasters and situations, that's what I really liked about it. In natural disaster situation, we can deploy people with resources on site in that area, not having to fly in from another country.
And as a utility, we are actually putting part of the funds that we make towards developing those technologies. That's part of our tariff. So anyway, go ahead, Jeff. Tell everyone what your passions are and what you're doing with me in StreamLife.
Sure. Yeah, I'm just trying to get my screen working here with my camera. Am I up? Yeah, I am up.
Yeah, you are.
Hi, everybody. Yes, StreamLife and how John and I met over, a couple decades now, John, at least. I've been
a long time.
9 years. So StreamLife has been John's core passion of how we get the truth out. And I've always been with John. It's like, we got to get this information out. What I've put up on Planet One Solutions is what I've found and discovered myself through research as being the most viable, necessary, and now time usable technologies. A lot of the stuff sitting on shelves collecting dust, still not out there. A lot of the stuff is physically out there in the world, like the hydrogen technology, the CERMA technology, the soil regeneration stuff, the foodology, which is what I really wanted to talk more focused on right now, because that's something people do every day is eat. And that's all to the core of what we're doing. And the platform to do it through is StreamLife, because we can get that out in a decentralized and highly encrypted, of course, because we're going to be combining that with the Quantify technology, which gives you the capability to now no longer have to use any microwave frequencies from 1G to 5G or any G, and use all your Wi-Fi apps now. As if you were 100 to 300 miles away, we can shoot signals wirelessly through what's called air fiber and have signals just as fast as fiber optics, minus all the other problems and cost. So that's a big part of what I bring to StreamLife, is to a lot of these locations we're going to be streaming stuff from will be third world countries and remote locations that don't even have cellular data, Wi-Fi, anything, but they got a central data center somewhere we can connect to. And then we can shoot the signal in any direction, hundreds of miles away, thousands of miles, technically, with repeaters.
Jeff, how far away are we? How far away from timeline? How far away is this going to become a reality? Like, can it start soon? Is it in the bank, ready to take out, or what is the timeline? Would you say?
I'm jumping out of my bubble here. I've already done this stuff. It's been ready for years. I've demonstrated it down here several times. I can demonstrate it right now in the next 20 minutes. We'd have to drive a distance away first before we, turn on the signal. And then all of a sudden you've got the same signal as if you're at your house 100 miles away.
Wow.
And we create what's called these Wi-Fi bubbles. So when people drive into the area, these bubbles can be up to 15 to 25 mile diameter, not mile an hour, excuse me, diameters. So as you drive into an area or a community or a town, a city, whatever, you pick that signal up on your phone right away saying, hey, there's a signal here, beep, beep. And there's this coming up in the next, 100 meters or 2 miles. This restaurant's there, these groups there, that farm's there, this hemp project's there, whatever. You get real-time data in real time. So you don't have to like, well, we're going to go, honey. What winery or what, restaurant are we going to go find? It will tell you where they are, how close you are to it, what they're doing, what they're serving, who's involved. And then you can even pick up their live stream feed, because when everybody has their own live stream channels, which is available now, that's finally technically still in beta, but we're alive, we're online. You can start channels. We're going to have some people streaming from Croatia, as well as Holland, some big events going on in the world right now, so we can catch people up to speed. They're working on the energy grid lines to stabilize the energy right now, while the other, what we call the suppressors, are not. And we don't need to point fingers or say who they are or the names or anything else. We just, like I keep saying, and we'll always say, we're Buckminster Fullering this, guys. We're not trying to fix a system that is not broken, because it is not broken. It is perfect. It is flawless for what they built it to do. Mm-hmm. The system we're building is just not that. It doesn't, we can still use cool technology, but we're going to go back to ancient ways of building, ancient ways of working, what's called biomimicry with the earth and our planet and the soil and Mother Nature, what I call Mama, our true mother, the surface of this planet, which gives us life in these vessels we're in right now at the moment. But staying with StreamLife, that is like, and I don't know if I should say this here. I'm not going to use that word. I'll just use another word. If Facebook, Twitter, Skype, WhatsApp, Snapchat, Instagram, PayPal, crypto wallets, Amazon, YouTube, Netflix, and Zoom, anything you can think of that we use the internet for, can now all be done through StreamLife. That's how big and incredible what we're doing here is. People don't quite get that yet. And again, not everything's working flawlessly, as we can see through this show here. We had a few hiccups. And we're not doing this technically through StreamLife, but this platform, Jitsi, we're using is incredible. I highly recommend everybody gets and looks at this and uses it for their communications, and stop using Zoom. I'm not going to say why, but let's just say, other than the cost and the difficulty of using it, and not decentralized, Jitsi is free. It's worldwide. There's 800 numbers where people in third world countries that don't even have a cell phone can go to their local payphone or their dial-up house phone and call an 800 number and get in on this call right now.
Wow.
Literally through Jitsi. Jitsi is incredible. And the other app we use for basic communications like Skype is Element. Jitsi is already embedded into StreamLife. Element will be next. Forrest is here to explain all that, the wonderful stuff he's working on that he can share, or John will allow him to share. And it just, if anything, this show needs to be more focused around StreamLife, because this is where we bring people to so they can get their information. We're going to even, hopefully, God willing, start an indexing, which is something that's only done currently through Google and other agencies out there at the moment. And they're controlling that information. So we want to make sure that our information, first of all, doesn't have anything to do with child kidnapping or any of that other ugly stuff going on in the world, and that's quality controlled. But also the good stuff, the truth that people need to be able to get to, is always going to be accessible, not buried, not hidden, or not just wiped from the net.
Right. Well, Soulful Rosie always, that's my motto, as you know, Jeff. It's really not, we all know what's going on. Now we need to talk solutions. We need to move forward. We need to bring this new rose, if you will, to the world. And that is surely StreamLife. Our time is getting short, and I wanted to bring Forrest. What an amazing guy. I mean, both of you, when I first met you guys, I just felt so comfortable and so safe. I guess the word is safe. And thank you, John, for introducing them to me. And I've been in this media world for quite a long time now, and you really do have something here. You have the diamond here. And right now it's a diamond in the rough, but before long, it's going to be the diamond that the world sees. So can we bring Forrest to the show here? And John, just kind of introduce him a little bit, and then we're going to have Forrest talk a little bit about his background and what he does bring to StreamLife.
Yes.
After you answer your phone.
Just hung up on my. Sorry, guys. Well, Forrest. Try to pronounce your last name correctly. Haws. So I say it correctly for us. Hawes. Haws. I love Forrest. He is one of a kind, very smart, highly intelligent person. These people are okay. Anyway, and he's our network engineer. He's working on all of the back room technologies that we're putting together, because we have our own cloud servers that we're putting together right now. We have a server for the Go Live TV in Utah. We've got different servers for different things, but we will have a world-class, worldwide network. So because we've got people that are going to be streaming from all over the world, including Africa and all over. So those types of things are really important. So Forrest, I would like for you to join our discussion here and talk a little bit about some of the things you're working on right now with StreamLife and some of your vision of what you want to see the internet become in the future, because I know that's your passion. So
hi everybody. I don't know if this let's see if we can get this
Hey, Forrest.
all right. Am I online? Hi everybody.
you're like,
Yeah, it's fuzzy, but we could see you. We could see your essence. The light above your head is perfect.
Here I am in my fuzzy self with this day here, this rainy, wonderful Pacific Northwest day. Yeah, I guess I'll just say a few words. I think a lot of all of our freedom-loving friends and people listening to Rosie's show. The internet the last few years has been a pretty tumultuous place with a lot of platforms imposing various kinds of restrictions on people, and I really believe that the internet is a place where people can share their passion and share their vision, and I'm really against censorship. So I joined up with John and StreamLife to co-create the next vision of a communications platform where people can speak whatever truth needs to be spoken. We've seen a lot of shepherds of so-called shepherds of truth trying to control Twitter and the internet, and a lot of us know about these things in different ways. So StreamLife is a video collaboration, video sharing, and video broadcasting platform and community. It's wonderful, Janet, for us to join your community, and you're joining ours in a way here in this broadcast today, because Janet has just really an exquisite tapestry of people and wisdom that she brings to her show, and so we're really it's good to collaborate with you.
Thank you.
John is the captain of the StreamLife ship. Though we have several different ways of seeing that how the ship goes through time and space. But yeah, Jeff is I really give a big shout out to Jeff. He's an amazing innovator and in healing and energy and broadcasting. And so yeah, I guess I would just say I don't want to talk a whole lot today, but I'm trying to keep this place warm that I'm in right now. But I really appreciate the idea that everybody can have their own channel, and that the stream of your experience, can be translated, into something you can share with, friends and, new participants and people that will be allies, because in the coming battles and, our work to create a new civilization, platforms, are going to be really important. And so StreamLife, please come and join us at streamlife.tube and through this channel, and Soulful Rosie has links to us. And anyway, that's all for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Forrest. Thank you, guys. Yeah, this is an amazing team of people. And as we evolve together and we merge together, it's just going to get better and better every week. And John, thank you again. I'm going to close the show now, but thank you so much for, I know how the hours you put in and the time and the money, and I just can't thank you enough, especially being a media personality for quite a few years. And I see the vision, I see it, and I want to do everything I can in my power to make sure that it has become everything that you ever dreamed it to be. So John, thank you,
John, so much.
Absolutely. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Thank you. In closing, I just wanted to share with you guys, this is our first show. We're using new technology. We're bringing things together. So thank you for your patience. I've done a lot of live stuff, and I could tell you some stories that could be used at some kind of a comedy show. It can be pretty funny what happens in live broadcasting. So thank you again. And I want to end the show with a shout out to our military, a shout out to our veterans and their families. We have been honored, and I work with a lot of SEALs. I work with colonels. I work with a lot across the board, and our work is cut out for us, and especially in today's time. Our suicide rate is just off the charts. And so please, at least if you can get the mug, that's great, because the money from the mug goes to spreading the word. And recently, the car that we had purchased for taking our veterans around, the engine blew on it. So we're going to have to acquire another vehicle because